In this flip video, I will discuss about normalization, normal forms and functional dependency. So let us start with normalization. Normalization is very important concept which is used in database management system. So normalization is a process which is used to reduce redundancy from a relation. Here I have used two terms. Number one is called redundancy and number two is called relation. Redundancy means duplicacy of data, and relation means in a table. So in a very simple term, we can define normalization as: normalization is a technique to organize data in a database which is used by the user to minimize duplicacy of data that exists within a table, right? So let us discuss it with the help of an example. Suppose we have an employee table. Every table which is used in database is divided into two main parts. Number one, column, and number two, rows. Each column has a unique value. So here we have two attributes, attribute 1 and attribute 2. Employee name attribute 1 and project is attribute 2. Every attribute has a set of permitted values or a given values. So we have set of permitted values for attribute. Employee name is Amit, Ajay and Amit, and we have set of permitted values for attribute project is Java, Python and Java. These values contains in rows, row number 1, row number 2 and row number 3. Now here in this table we have two duplicate data for row number 1 and row number 3. So here we have two duplicate data. So normalization is basically used to divide our larger table into a smaller table, and we can able to link them with the help of relationship, right? This can be done with the help of normal forms. So in order to reduce redundancy from a relation or to reduce the duplicacy from a table, we can use normal forms. So redundancy from a relation can be reduced with the help of normal forms, and these normal forms can be divided into 6 major points. Number one, first normal form, second normal form, third normal form, then BCNF known as Boise code normal form, then fourth normal form, and finally what we have, fifth normal form. Before understanding of each these four normal forms, we will start with functional dependency, because functional dependency plays an important role in normal forms. Functional dependency means it is a relationship which exists between two attributes of a relations. So there exists a relationship between the attributes of a relation. Suppose we have two attributes A and B of any relation, say R. There exists an arrow between A and B. It means that on the left hand side of the arrow we have determinant, and on the right hand side of the arrow we have dependent, right? So A is called determinant and B is called dependent. In another words, or a simple words, we can say that given a value of A, if there is only one value of B corresponding to it, then B is said to be functionally dependent on A, or A functionally determines B. Let us understand this with the help of an example. Suppose we have a student table, right? In a student table we have two attributes, roll number and student name, right? So here in this table, student name is functionally dependent upon roll number. It means that whenever we find roll number 1, against that we find student name Ajay throughout the table. So row number 1 and row number 3 are duplicate because a role for student name is functionally dependent on roll number. So here in above table, we have two attributes, roll number and student name. There exists arrow between student name and roll number, and the student name is functionally dependent upon roll number, or we can say that roll number functionally determines student name. Throughout the table, whenever any such attribute occur, we find the same data, right, as we have seen in row number 1 and row number 3.